Welcome, my friends, to a Star Wars review. This is this year's Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar 2024, and I've been collecting these Advent calendars for many years now. I've been slowly going back through and getting them on the market. But this one, I guess just overall, before we jump in, overall thoughts is this is probably one of my least favorite, and mainly because I'm all about the figures. There's some good ones which we'll get into, but it just didn't live up to my overall expectations. But before we continue, thank you so much for your support. Make sure to like and make any commentary. I'm open, and we'll make sure to I read every comment and message back when I can. And of course, subscribing to Journal of the Scots is appreciated. So, moving on. This overall had a lot of pieces. So, while the prices have gone up over the years, now these start at $45. I think some of it's because these are heavily sold in stores and are discounted quite a bit. I saw these, boy, this was available almost all the way through December. Even though it is officially been discontinued, they're not making any more of these. They kind of send out shipments September and October until they sell through them. I have seen them around on occasion on some shelves. You might see it at a Barnes & Noble. You might see a Target here and there, or Walmart that hasn't sold their Advent calendar. I think I even saw right before the holiday a Walmart that had one calendar left on the shelf. So it's just, I don't think that the resale community is really high. There's nothing really exclusive. The main two figures that are real exclusive and that are exciting are Luke Skywalker getting the Tatooine sweater vest is pretty sweet. So I think these characters are great, and I don't mind. I feel like they should always include at least one of these figures. There we go. We got Leia. Would have been nice maybe getting baby Leia in this. I know maybe that's controversial to say that. Oh, that's Hoth. She's got a Hoth set up there. Ooh, the generator, chicken walkers, the whole 9 yards. So those are the two big unique figures to the set. Then as you get into the others, like, I think this is a really disappointing. I mean, I see why they would include it. She's like the big character over the last couple of years with the Ahsoka show and Mandalorian. She was a big character. But honestly, there's other sets with her. I don't really understand why she was included. I think like a side character of some kind that was in demand would have been much better. And then we have the Praetorian Guard came. Now this is kind of like almost like a prequel to the sequel. This is a newer inclusion that came out in the Mandalorian in a big fight. You can get additional of these guys in that set, in one of the Mandalorian sets, and then this set is also in the set with Kelleran Beck, or the rescue Grogu rescue set. So the 501st was after him, so he was included. This is the 501st with ear holes, and this is a nice figure. I mean, I like getting this. It's going to add to my scenes and to my army. Both these are more army building. This one is just kind of going to be a repeat, depending, or even a slight variation. I'm trying to remember if I have. I don't think I have this exact variation. So I mean, okay, all right. And I don't think I'm going to get the Ahsoka Starship because there's nothing unique about that. So this isn't terrible, but again, not that great. Then in this Advent calendar, we have a battle droid, which some folks are going to be super stoked about. Some people are not so much. But there's only one other way to get these currently, and that would be through the Clone Trooper Battle Pack, which was a fantastic battle pack. In fact, if you check my previous week videos out, I had my Christmas haul. I was able to get a second one of these, so I now have, I think those have 3 in it each. Plus, I've bought a couple of the old styles, so now I should have about 7 of these in the new style, and then a few of the old style battle droids. So my battle droid army is looking pretty good. It's not like I really want to build like a super massive army, but that's a nice little. I don't mind this inclusion. I feel like this is a higher value than the previous battle droids that were in these sets. Okay, so moving on, we won't go in order in terms of day. I will say this is the strength is that if you look at it, here's all the spare parts. These are very useful for anybody doing mocks or Star Wars. Let's think of it as a small parts pack that are Star Wars friendly. Like some of the really good parts. This one may be hard to see, but this one is just fantastic to get. A lot of uses. You could use this in foliage. You could use this for action scenes, all sorts of stuff. And then these little parts are really good to get to kind of think about like greebling or even just kind of dressing up your builds. So we'll go over here. This is an updated version of the land speeder. And I do like how they put C-3PO and Obi-Wan Kenobi essentially in the driver's seat. This is a pretty sweet looking build from a distance. And you'll see that theme throughout. So, like the Mandalorian starship right here. And these are nice builds. These essentially are parts packs for me. I don't really have any use for them. And, I think they're fun little builds. They provide some entertainment value as you're going through here. Jabba's barge isn't bad. I'm going to love the pieces, although the only downside that I found out when I was building this is that these sail pieces are the same, so you won't have one of each. So you have 2 of the left angle and no right angles to go with it, so it's a little bit of a downer. We've got the Mandalorian Gauntlet Fighter. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know what this was. It's kind of a pancake build. The Ghost is another big one. Kind of looks ugly, to be honest. I just don't think there's any real use for some of these microfighters. You got the this is a kind of a sickly looking Y-wing. They are cute. Oh, this is kind of cool. There's some cool parts in this one. This is Yoda's starship, which is another set that came out earlier. You have a TIE fighter. The usual X-Wing. There's been a bunch of these over the years because they're just pretty easy. You do get some really good parts though with the single here, and again this nose piece is great, and getting these is really nice for greebling. This is the second time we've done this. At least 2 times. I think this is one of the better ones. I don't know. They could have put it would have been nice maybe to put some orange lava in here. I don't know. It's still really difficult. You think about it, as long as these builds have about $1 worth of parts, I don't even know if they have that. These are unique. Look at those. You don't really see too many sets with that, so that is nice. And you get an extra one here. These are nice to get. Just anything that's different. Any of these tiles is just fantastic to get. This is a really good one. This is probably, again, this is Celebrating the Venator. That's out on the market. Another shuttle. Pretty cool landing craft. I think this is the T6 shuttle. I don't know. Looks okay. This is pretty cool. This is from a distance, obviously the U-Wing fighter. This is gonna, I think this is gonna come into play pretty big soon here with Rogue One. That was pretty popular. Of course, they threw in another Millennium Falcon, so they've got that design down. I don't know how many Millennium Falcons. It'd be interesting to know. And then finally, they threw in this, I don't know, ugly piece. Cool parts. We'll take the parts. Definitely some good ones. And then I thought this was a kind of a fun inclusion. This is the mini kit from the game. I forget which game. I didn't play it, but it's a fun little build. It's got a little bit of holiday to it, so I'm sure they were excited about providing that. So overall, I mean, the builds were really fun, nice. It provides that entertainment value. It's a nice parts pack, so I usually break this down. Here's all. I have it all messed up. A lot of times I had a hard time with the builds, so I just sometimes have to rip the doors off, and then I set it out so I can have a better view, because if I get glare on it, it's hard on the eyes on some of these. Some of these are easier than others when you're looking at it. So I've torn mine to pieces. It's time to break all of these down and put it into my parts collection. So I think just overall the vibe on this one is just kind of it's good. I appreciate it. And it's, I don't think it's a complete waste of money, because I'll definitely figure out a spot for some of these figures. Of course, the holiday ones are kind of fun, so if I ever do a fun holiday scene at some point, we do now have Darth Vader. We've got R2-D2, Christmas C-3PO. There's even a Christmas Emperor, so you could really start to do like a family tree scene coming up. That would be canon now that we have the figures over here. So I don't mind it. Maybe next year, maybe what they should have done is done a Christmas Ahsoka. Would have been really cool to get. Maybe next year, something along those lines. I don't know. Lego could do a little bit better overall. Because especially with it being $45, I would really like to see some complimentary builds maybe that would go with these figures. So maybe like I don't know, maybe the Tatooine, a holiday version of the Tatooine building or something, Lars Homestead or something. They need to figure something out. They can't just keep throwing in the same builds over and over. Like if there's another land speeder in there, it's like serious. Like really, we have to do that. So that's all for this one. It's been discontinued. You should definitely be able to get a deal on this. The aftermarket's going to have a ton of these for quite a while. I'm sure a year or two. I don't see this one ever really spiking in value, unless Luke and Leia become all of a sudden super high demand for some crazy reason. But none of the real army buildings and army builders are going to have a need, because you can get these in a cheaper set. You can get this in a cheaper set, and you can get her in a cheaper set. So this set will never really spike in value. There's not much unique to it. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next Star Wars review. Bye for now.